Madam Speaker, I stand in this privileged house, the people's house, where even those that know that we are fathers cannot be called as young men, because if given a chance, we can father children in this house, have just not been given a chance. On firm grounds, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Member, is that a threat?
It's not a threat.
No more point of orders, I think. No more point of orders. You can take your seat, Honorable Zulu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You can take your seat.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, you are telling me to sit down, but the noise coming from there telling me to sit down. Am I protected?
Honorable Zulu, order.
And when you are rebutting my thoughts, everyone in us here shares their pubic hair. We are elders. We cannot continue on this trajectory, thinking that you will undermine our thoughts and submissions. Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Member, withdraw the word pubic hair.
That's an insult.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Order.
No, we cannot have such kind of insults in here. No. Enough is enough, Mr. Speaker. No. Enough is enough. No.
Order. There is a point of order by Honorable Member for Mwembeshi.
No, but
You mentioned what you mentioned. And even Muto,
Madam, Mr. Speaker, the honorable member who stood when I was listening to him as he was winding up debate. Mr. Speaker, the insult which he has actually uttered before this house, Mr. Speaker, is unpalatable. I'm even fearing to talk about it in my language. How can he say that everyone here is shaving what? What did he say? And you're allowing such a thing, Mr. Speaker? He said shaving public hair. How can he say such a thing? Mr. Speaker, is he in order to insult us? The entire Zambians. How can he be? Is he in order? I seek your serious ruling, Mr. Speaker.
Order. I reserve my ruling on this issue.
While unparliamentary language does not usually attract a stiff punishment, the language used by the Honourable Member for Lumezi constituency was extremely obscene, inappropriate, and demeaning to Honourable Members of Parliament. Such conduct is totally unacceptable and should not be trivialized. Additionally, Honourable Members will recall that this is not the first time Mr. M. Zulu MP is committing a serious breach of the rules of the House. In March 2022, the Committee on Privileges and Absences found him in breach of parliamentary privileges and in contempt of the House for making a statement that reflected negatively on a fellow member of Parliament. Thus, on 23rd March 2022, Mr. M. Zulu, MP, was directed to apologize to the House. Whilst rendering the apology to the House, Mr. M. Zulu, MP, misconducted himself. This matter, too, was referred to the Committee on Privileges and Absences for consideration. The committee once again found him guilty of misconduct. As a result, he was suspended for a period of 10 days. Honourable members, all this shows that The honorable member is unrepentant and wants to bring this august house into odium, ridicule, and disrepute. Honorable members, taking into account the gravity of the offense committed by Mr. M. Zulu MP, and in view of the fact that Mr. Zulu MP is a repeat offender, I have, in exercise of my powers under Section 28(2) of the National Assembly Powers and Privileges Act, decided to suspend Mr. M. Zulu MP from the service of the National Assembly for a period of 30 days. Thus, in accordance with Section 28(2) of the National Assembly Powers and Privileges Act, which requires a resolution of the House to suspend a member from the House, I now put a question. The question is that the House accordingly suspends Mr. M. Zulu MP for a period of 30 days. As many as are of that opinion say aye.
Aye.
Of the contrary say no. I think the ayes have it. The House resolves accordingly.